Good morning. We are working on today some seated into mat workouts, and we're going to use a chair. I didn't have a chair here that wasn't arm free, so I had to use a chair with arms, but I would prefer if you had a chair with no arms so we can really open out to the side. We're using a comfy support, something that we can push our back up against after we use our chair, and then we're getting down onto our mat. So I hope you enjoy. Let's do this. Coming onto our chairs to start. Well, actually, I forgot. We should be warmed up first. So let's just get some simple movements in to warm our bodies up, and that way we are prepared for action. Hopefully you'll be able to see me with the way I have this set up. Let's see. Okay, so it looks like my head might be out of the video, but you get the picture. In the beginning, we just want to kind of easy move. So let's pretend like we've just gotten out of bed in the morning. We've done some simple movements to get out of bed. And then as we move here, one of my favorite ways to warm up in the morning, we're pivoting on balls of feet. Belly is tight. And the move is all coming from the core. The arms just kind of start to swing around and do their thing all by themselves. You're welcome to do as many of these as it feels really good. And when that feels about right, let's breathe just a little bit. Arms are rising overhead. Extended mountain pose into mountain pose. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. As we're rising overhead into extended mountain pose, belly stays down, ribs stay connected towards the hips so we're not flaring open in our bellies. Inhale. And exhale. One more time, a big breath, fill it on up. And exhale. So I'm going to show you from the side, but I'd love for you to use the wall. So don't push into your chair like me. Just kind of want to show you how this is going to work. We're going to press away long, like use your wall, really push in and coming in towards an L-shaped body position. It's fine if in the beginning we're up here and it's really tense on the backs of our legs, we stay high. We could bend our knees as much as necessary, pushing shins forward, thighs back behind us, but ultimately dropping ears between the elbows and pulling back, pulling back. Lots of big breaths in. When things get super intense in our stretch, we start to hold our breath and tense up our facial features. So let's ask ourselves where we can let go here. And again, you're pushing into a wall, so you have a lot of support. We're gonna rise up slowly, however that feels fast, and step one leg forward for a calf stretch in the back. Then start to shift your weight up and back. Really push into your wall. Let's try that again. Step forward, step back with the opposite leg this time. Push, push. Lift your chest, guide your energy up, and then back. Really long lines of energy out through that back foot. Coming back up to standing when you're ready, and then we're gonna find ourselves in our chair for the beginning of class today. From here, placing hands on thighs, and remember you wouldn't have these arms in your way, right? Placing hands on your thighs for just a little bit of movements through cat-cows. Like to pull forward using fingertips to grip, pull forward, and then roll back. Pull forward, and roll back. Usually an inhalation in our cow pose, which is the one where our navel's forward, top of head and tail are back, and an exhalation in our angry cat. We're tucking tailbone and top of head towards knees. One more round. And an exhalation. When you're ready to right yourself, let's give a big hug in towards your left knee. Hugging in really tall. And as we do this, hands and biceps are strong, but our shoulders are super chill and relaxed. Lifting up, pressing navel towards our knees, so the low back stays long in a neutral spine position. Holding on somewhere that's a little less tight of a hold so we can extend the lower leg, even back behind the knee is great. Under the thigh, or if we don't need hands at all, we can rest them down. We're gonna start to extend out through the bottom of our foot. Rebend. Extend, rebend. Try one more, soften your knee as you're extending, really strong in your quad. And then give your knee another big hug in. Just love on your knee on this part because the quad gets tired there. Switch on down, and anything that you need to do in between exercises is completely fine. If there's a stretch that you feel that your body needs, take it. Otherwise, we're moving on. Kind of perched on the edge of our seat here, just so that we're not leaning into the back. So we are using core muscles to rise. Give it a big hug. Shoulders are relaxed. Hands are strong, biceps are strong, facial muscles are relaxed. Just hug and lift. And then when you're ready, let's extend a little less of a grip or no grip at all. Push away for 4. Soften your knees, strong in your quad, really getting long here. Holding on to back of 5. We need a little support. It doesn't have to be with both hands at the same time. Pulling up out of our low backs this whole time. Release back down, taking any stretches that are necessary there. Scooting just a little bit closer to the edge if you're not there yet. Taking the left leg either out on the floor for a nice inner thigh stretch. You can actually push down and out, or we're lifting and opening. So this is where my arm gets in the way. If you don't have it, it's great because you can really lift out. And then take a little opening twist away. So we start to lengthen the back and then twist around the corner. If we're holding the side of our chair, or we may even hold on to the back of our chair, just make sure you're soft in your hand. You're welcome to hold, but not forcing anything. So we're not gonna grab and pull ourselves into a twist. We're allowing our body to do that for us. Breathe up. Eye gaze is such a powerful tool. Eyes come back and your twist may open a little bit deeper. When you're done with that one, right yourself back on into the center. Oh, so it's tough, it gets really tired in the inner thigh. Give it any love it needs. When you're ready, leg can simply come out to the side. We lift, we look away, or you're welcome to hold anywhere. Remember, there's no wrong place. Just try to push on out to the side here. Opening inner thigh, but lengthening up in our backs. And then when you're ready, eye gaze starts to twist away from your knee, opening a little twist here. We may even want to hold on somewhere. Just remember that we're easing in real gentleness and kindness to our bodies, not forcing a twist that's not coming naturally. Unclenching jaw, relaxing facial muscles. One more big breath in. I always like to move out on the exhalation, so close everything up really softly, and then let's try both at the same time. So I feel really constricted on the chair when I do this, but we're gonna try a little traction type squat. We can try it here. Hands come down, shoulders push up towards our ears, and then we let our hands slip out, the shoulders roll back and down, and we're pushing into our thighs as we're tractioning our body up. I like to do it standing, so if that's in your practice, rise up slowly. Let me just come a little further on my mat here. And we're sitting down low, so when we traction up, shoulders are up high, and then we roll them back and down as the hands slide down. I look like a spider with this chair. Look, got a little extra set of legs under there. And we're pressing down with our hands as we rise up long through the spine. When that's enough for you, rise back up and just sit back on down in your chair. We're actually gonna do some chair poses from the chair. So from here, take a big breath, arms up and overhead, stretching everything out that we may have just tightened up in our neck, our shoulders, any shimmies or wiggles you need. Exhale into chair pose, forward fold. Give yourself a big, big hug. Belly in tight here. Just relax and let go for a minute. Inhale, rise, and then feeling free to use light hands on the chair to rise or sweep your fingertips forward. Start to shift your weight forward, and we're coming into a hovering chair pose. Inhale, arms rise. If that's too much, fingertips towards your shoulders. Goalpost. Hands can come down towards hips or they can rest on the thighs. Touch back down to your chair or your cushion or your seat or your ottoman, your bench, whatever you're on. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, release. One more chair pose. Inhale, scoot forward. Hold strong, squeeze inner thighs together, belly pulls in, back row muscles switch on like we're stopping the strain. Inhale, pull in, in. Hands can be anywhere. If we need a break, we take a break. From here, rise to the sky. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, and we're gonna come on down. From your chair pose, one more round of extended mountain pose in the chair. One more big loving hug down towards your forward fold. And when you're ready, rise, and we're gonna open up for just a little gentle version of what we just did, like a yogi squat. Sinking towards the edge of your seat or cushion, and just push out. Opening our inner thighs, trying to align our knee with our hips. We're welcome to come forward with the chest and down. Relaxing shoulders, but pushing to really open the inner thighs and lengthen here. Taking one more big breath in. And then you're coming off of your chair and towards your wall. So maybe we just toe heel in, or we close our legs using the support of our hands. Rising slowly when you're ready. I'm moving my chair for the purpose of the video, and we're coming right up against a wall, a big supportive, strong couch, whatever we can do to find ourselves in seated stick pose, hands down. Pushing really strong to lengthen up through the upper body. We can use fists if necessary, blocks if it's hard to reach the floor. And then kind of wiggle around to remove excess flesh out from under your sits bones. Flexing feet strong with toes parallel to your hips. And as we sit here, we're gonna try to rise up. If it's too much and we need the support of our hands, keep it, but we're trying to rise up. And then exhaling, pulling your right knee right on into your chest. Take a big breath in here, hug in. The wall is really nice and supportive for this move, lengthening out of our low backs. And allow your knee to fall out to the side for seated tree. Once you're reflexing, these feet, so they stay really long through the back of our leg. Lengthening out of our low backs, and if possible, pulling arms all the way up towards the sky. Stay here for a breath or two. Looking up if that feels good. Softening the shoulders, but long and dynamic through the fingertips. If it feels right, we can certainly land the hands into any position and pull ourselves forward. We can fold or we can stay lifted. This may be enough with a leg kicked out to the side. It may be enough for the low back. Pause, listen to your body, and let it guide your way. When you're ready, we're coming out just as we came in. So we take our knee, help it back to the sky, give it a little hug, and then find ourselves back in seated stick pose. Now I like us to wash out some tension in between those, so we can just jiggle our knees around. If windshield wipers feels terrible, we don't want to do that. These are our windshield wipers. Those are a nice option to get out. But if that's bothering us, we don't want to do that. So just come on out and simply lift your chest and kind of swirl around a little bit. And then when you're ready, we're going to zip everything back up tight, back into a really strong seated stick pose. Pressing up, shoulders down, folding your left knee in. Just give it a really big hug. Moving around to remove excess flesh from under sits bones. Allow your knee to fall right out to the side when you're ready. Once we get there, just seeing how we feel, lengthening out of our low backs. Feeling free to move away from the wall or continue pressing into the wall or your couch, whatever support you're using. If possible, rising up. Sometimes just knowing that back support is there can help ease our minds. So it's nice to have it, but we don't always have to use it. When that feels really good, hands can come down. Chest would come forward. If folding doesn't feel great, don't do it. Rise back up when you're ready, allowing yourself to relieve the position and the pressure of the pose and come out just as gently as possible, just the way you came. And for the next move, any shimmies that you need, any twists, any body movements to relieve you of your stress, strengthen everything back up. Flex feet strong. Sending soft knees down towards the ground. Reach up high on an in-breath. And then folding is difficult with both legs straight. So if your knees start to pop up, we could put pillows, blocks, anything necessary underneath here. Exhaling, coming forward as long as we can first. Long from top of head through tail, long from shoulders through the hips. Flexing strong in the feet, pressing out through your heels. And then once you get long, if we want to reach out a little bit further, then we're able to just surrender to the stretch. Just give in. Pillow under belly can be great. Forearms can rest on thighs. Any way that you're feeling supported, stretching out of the low back and down through the backs of our legs is our goal. Taking one more big breath in here. And we're coming back to our left leg as we rise. Any moves you need to ease you out, anything your body's craving. Coming back into hug here. And then we're crossing our foot over. If it feels great, stay. You can also bend your bottom knee, but that does not have to happen. Whatever feels best is what should be happening. Hugging on in and giving a really strong squeeze to your knee. Strong in the biceps, strong in the hand, but not strong in our shoulders. So we're gonna try to keep the shoulders relaxed. Hugging, lifting, flexing through the straight leg. Plant hand down and rise up. As we're squeezing in on our left leg, we're gonna take a peek over our right shoulder. We wanna make sure as we're lifting, we're really tall. And then we exhale strong. My little trick for deeper twists is eye gaze. So we wanna lift our eyes, and then exhale, twist using just our facial expression, then lift again through crown of head, and see if your body can physically twist any deeper, your chest and your shoulders, as a result of looking to where you're headed. Really squeezing in with our right arm here, so we feel lots of length to the left side, down into our glutes. And then sometimes the release can feel harder, but hopefully it feels a little bit more open. We're opening our twist. Grabbing on to our knee with our opposite arm, planting right hand down, and then opening away from this knee. Open twist. We can put our hand wherever it feels good. If you'd like to hug, keep hugging. Otherwise, we can hold our arch, which I really like to do because then we use our left elbow like a little lever, not forcing, just guiding. Inhaling. Exhaling. If we feel we're at our max twist, try that little trick, eye gaze up. Swivel the eyes. See if we can exhale and take our bodies there. When you're ready, same thing on the other side, but just give your legs some love. Little cradle the baby might feel so good right here, or kind of getting into cradle the baby. So cradle the baby would be foot in the nook of your right elbow, and then you could use the crook of your left elbow and hug in. It doesn't have to be here though, let's just move freely. Moving all around, seeing what feels good. Before we move on to the other side twist, let's get a little butterfly in. However, it feels great for you to bring your knees in and allow them to fall out towards the sides. Lifting up strong, you can scoot back. If that came forward, if your body came forward there, we can scoot back to use the support. And this is a wonderful place to be. If we felt unsupported under our knees and it's tense in the groin, put some pillows or blocks underneath your knees until they feel really free to relax into your pose. Heels close to groin, good. Heels out in a diamond shape, so your body, your legs make a diamond shape, good. It's up to you, wherever you want to be. And then just holding on somewhere on our ankles, our shins, our feet to lift us, and then extend us. Inhale, extend. And just like we did earlier, when you feel like you're at your max, you're really lifted, lengthened, you're as long as you can be, then you're welcome to just surrender into the pose, whether that be hands forward. Maybe you're just sitting up and kind of dropping your chin in here. A beautiful place to be. Kicks the parasympathetic nervous system in when we just relax our head down and surrender to the pose. If hands feel tight, feel free to open them. Jaws relaxed, facial muscles smooth and carefree. When you've had enough, hands come down, or you may want to bring them to your thighs. Help your thighs in, extend your legs back out, and then let's get our opposite twist on. We're gonna bring in our right knee, cross on up and over here. And first and foremost, just give it a huge hug. Our hug is powered by biceps and hands, not our shoulders hugging in. So we're just really super strong here. Flex in our left foot, pushing away. And then as you hug, big breath, big breath. Lifting up long and twisting your body towards our thighs. So we're twisting over to the right side. It's tough to sit up tall without support. So right hand can come down, boost, breathe. And lastly, if the spirit moves you, twist. Twisting towards our right shoulder on this side. Remembering our trick, if we feel that we have more twist to give, but it's difficult to find, eyes swivel first, body follows suit. And all the while we're breathing, we may be smiling internally or externally, and we're squeezing with our left arm. Slowly coming out of the twist, keeping our lower half the same, but switching around to hold on with our right hand. Left hand helps us boost up. And then we're turning away now from our right knee, so wherever our right hand wants to go. Outside's great, inside is great, as long as you feel that you can sit up tall and then swivel. Using your eye gaze trick, lift, eyes, track down the line we're heading. Inhale again, top of head, swiveling through chest and shoulders. Come on out when you're ready. Undo your legs, help your leg, give it a little cradle the baby. So that could be using the crook of our elbows, or it could be just our hands. Just sitting up tall. Most important thing in my opinion, belly towards your toes, chest lifted, and then give it whatever it needs, if anything at all. May want to just give it a squeeze, kind of swing it around. May not need to hold it at all, just kind of moving free here. And then, however it's the easiest, crawl on back around towards your mats. Feels more comfy here, doesn't it? Coming back down into child's pose. All right, let's stretch out as far as we can in extended child's pose. Wiggle your fingers out, dropping your forehead. Right between the brows is a great place to rest. You're welcome to roll side to side if it feels good to massage out that spot. Shifting your hips around. Remember, anything that your body is craving when you get into a posture or you're heading into a posture, please do. So if we want to swing our hips a little bit here. I like the first child's pose to be really supported, so knees under belly. And that way you can relax back deeply. We could come up to fingertips on our child's pose to really excite and energize in through the armpit, all through the arm, back down into the shoulder blades. When you're ready, we're heading forward into a forearm plank. So we're shifting forward here, tucking our toes, and then pushing out through our heels. Belly pulls in. If it's really tough to keep our forearms in front of our elbows, we can clasp our hands and press down through pinky fingers. Shifting forward to tips of toes makes things a little harder. Optionally, we're in a kneeling forearm plank with tops of feet flat. Pause and breathe here for 2 more breaths. Child's pose is coming. Pull your belly in really tight. Activate lots of abdominal muscles. 1 more big breath in. And then this time as you ease back, let's take our knees a little bit wider for our next child's pose. A little bit less supported in the low back, belly in. Fingers walk out. Great place to be in extended child's pose, but if it feels best for you right here, bring your hands down. If your shoulders need a little break, into full relaxed child's pose. When you're done, you're done. Rise on up back. This time we're coming into tabletop. So hands are under our shoulders, knees are under our hips. Let's take our right leg, stick it out long. Soften our elbows, stick our right leg out long, connecting it to the earth. Pushing back. And then pull your sides equally forward. Belly is pulled in really tight here, really tight. Anything that feels good for this stretch. If you want to move a little bit forward and back, or if you're ready, let's get into our pointer. Taking the opposite hand, the left fingers forward, pinky side down. Extend through your flexed foot and your fingertips. Now if it gets to be too much, tap something down. Revisit one at a time or both, really pulling long. Acting as if we have a mirror under our nose and we're gonna fog up the mirror. So lots of long breaths down. Back of neck is long and wrinkle free. 1 more big breath in. Release back down. Take a second. If there's anything that your body needs, a little sway, another child's pose, please take it. Stretch out your other side. Left toes tuck back. Movements are great. So if you feel you want to ease in with a little bit of movement or a lot, take it. When you're ready, right fingertips come forward, pinky towards the earth, extending through one then the other, or both at the same time, whatever feels great on this side. Flex, lengthen, draw left shoulder down from here. Lengthen both sides. Extend a little bit longer through your right fingertips and the left bottom of your foot. Push, push, breathe. 1 more breath in. And 1 more breath out. Coming back. 1 at a time is great. Hand, then knee, both at the same time, great. Whatever floats your boat. If your wrists got sore, take a second like you're shaking water off your wrist or just flip on over. You can do them both at the same time with your flip if that feels good. Or shake this side, whatever you need. Let's come back into our pointer again, but this time we're going to change it up a little bit. Right toes tuck back, and we're making a little bit more room between our hands. And then blocks are great here, or you would come to finger tops, just to puff up a little higher. And this time we're pulling our leg through for lunge. So however we can get our leg through for kneeling lunge. Looks like I'm going to chop my head off. Luckily that's not the important part. So from here, you're thinking about drawing inner thighs together. Drawing your right hip back towards your left big toe. And whenever it feels good from down low, maybe we're using blocks and we're building up, we're building up, we're building up. We're gonna rise on up here into a beautiful lunge. Stretching out the left front of our hip, the psoas muscle. Sometimes the front hip tightness leads to back tightness. So really lengthening out here, relaxing shoulders, pushing away. If it feels really good, arms can sweep a little bit out to the sides or all the way up and overhead. And when you're ready, hands are framing your front foot. On blocks or not, we're shifting our weight back. Shifting back, back, back into half split. But here, right hip is pulling back towards left big toe. Feel free to do whatever is best for your front foot. We're lifting our foot or not. And then this is a really far reach, so we might want to come back here. Blocks are really handy. Soften your front knee as you pull your hips back. If you're not using blocks and you're on your fingertips and they get really tired, I love to use the fist for wrist option. Makes you feel really strong and supported. One more big breath in, stretching out through the front hamstring here, and then crawl your way back into that lunge and the path of least resistance to get back. I like to bring both hands inside my front foot and then sweep down and around. Find yourself in a child's pose, any movements you need. And while you do that, I'm gonna move my mat back a little bit so I'm not totally out of the camera and you're looking at a headless horseman up here. So you're in child's pose, you're breathing. When you're ready, we're moving right on through, coming back up into your tabletop. Your left toes are tucking back, and just get some more length here. Preparing ourselves either by moving up onto fists, onto tips of fingers, walking up onto our blocks, so we can somehow draw our left knee through and step it forward into lunge. Again, blocks are great. If we need them, they're an accessory. They help our practice. They're a wonderful prop to have. We may just want to rise on up to our front knee. And the lunge doesn't have to be low in the hips. If the lunge is back here, like 290-degree bends, that's a wonderful place to be. As we get here though, we're squeezing inner thighs together. We're drawing left hip back towards right big toes. And lifting belly in, chest up, shoulders back and down. This time stretching out the right psoas, the front of our hip here. Arms may rise a little bit, goes a long way. They might come to goal post or all the way up and overhead. Hands come down when you're ready to your blocks are great. Or if you're feeling like you've done this practice a few times and you don't need your hands to blocks at all or to the floor at all, you can just simply shift back. Personal preference. Foot lifted, foot down. No matter what, you're finding yourself in half split, squeezing inner thighs together, squeezing left cheek back towards right big toe. And as we're breathing here, if you do lift your front toes, make sure that those are flexed strong, parallel to the front of your mat, not turned in or out any funny way. We want the stretch to go all the way across, wrap around the back of our leg, fully left to right. Shifting forward when you're done. Spend as much time there as it feels good. My way, any way is a good way, but my way is to bring both hands inside the big toe of your front foot and just kind of break dancer style, sweep it back, down, around, finding ourselves in child's pose. Take what you need here. If you want to get some child's pose thread the needle twists on, those are wonderful. If we're just pausing in stillness here for a while, that's great. Another option to stretch out low back before we finish is shifting hips off to one side. So let's say I go left first, my hands would go right. Left hand lands on top. Oh, this is such a nice one. At least 5 breaths. 3 to 5 breaths is the very, very minimum. And then you'd swivel all the way around, hips to the right, hands to the left. We get tough breathing when we have our belly connected to our thighs, so really purposefully, consciously, full of awareness, breathing as much as we can. Back into the center, walking hands more towards our body so we can rise. We're tucking toes and rising up slowly. Now you're gonna stay right where you are and keep rising, coming from a crouch into a rise, but I'm gonna turn towards you so I can step back and I'm not so far out of the picture when I get there. tucking toes, rising up. Now, however feels good, we might want blocks here. We can rise a little bit, pause, and then I love to use my body as a ladder. So I would climb, climb, climb. That doesn't have to happen. I can certainly just sweep my arms and roll to the top, but this just feels so therapeutic for low backs. And at the tippy top, bring the arms all the way to the sky, extended mountain pose. Release back down. 2 more just like that. Breathe in. In breath. And an out breath. Namaste.